All right, well, Paul, biggest comeback of the season. That had to have been fun for you to see that effort from this team tonight.
It was a really entertaining game. You know, a few twists and turns early that we had to overcome. You know, I think through the course of any season, you know, you're always going to remember certain games that kind of have a tendency to stand out. And, you know, the overall team effort that we had, you know, picking up Jorge with some outstanding relief pitching, putting together some really nice rallies. Didn't get too deflated after we only got two with a chance to get more early. A lot of guys had big hits, and we played good defense again and ran the bases well. So, yeah, it was, you know, a lot of positives about the game. You know, Hildenberger really, you know, slowed the game down and gave us a chance to get back in, and I thought that was a big stint in the game.
That was my next question. When you look at a guy like that, we haven't seen a ton from him, but that's a pretty big, you know, position to be in to try to keep your team in a position to win a game when you're down by that big of a deficit.
You know, he's only had a few outings. He's been getting extended in those outings, maybe more so than in the minor leagues where he was getting more regular work and shorter stints. But he's the guy he has a different look, and you know, he's confident with all his pitches, and you know, to get him through the lineup one time, you know, it gave us a chance to settle the game down and try to get something going offensively against, you know, their guy who was throwing the ball extremely well. You know, it took us a long time to get something going.
And how impressed were you with Kennys Vargas getting called back up today and having an immediate impact?
Yeah, that was a nice response to a brief stint down there. You know, some of the things we talked about when he left, you know, I think we're on display tonight, and whether that can maintain, we're all hoping, you know, just a little bit more aggressive when he has counts to look for pitches he can drive. You know, using that left center field gap, which we know is a power alley for him from the left side. And a really good at bat when he got the base hit to right, because he, you know, fouled off some tough pitches before he was able to get one out there. So it was a good day for him to come back and contribute the way he did. Played a nice first base, too.
Presley's had kind of ups and downs this year. Nice to see Presley to get out of that jam there with the runners in second and third.
Well, you know, he hasn't had a chance to pitch a lot. We've had some quality starts, which have kind of limited the guys we've used here recently. You know, between him and Phil and Hildenberger, you know, and Matty to some degree, they've been kind of on the shelf here for 4 days or so. And so, you know, I kept telling Press, I said, you know, you just keep working, and, you know, you're going to get a spot where you're going to need to step up and get some, you know, have a good outing for us. And, you know, tonight after coming in with a base runner and giving up a hit, you know, to put a 0 on the board, you know, especially with the big strikeout in the second and third situation. It was, you know, a stage in the game where I didn't want to push it, a good outing for him and something positive to build on.
Do you think that run of good starts here lately has maybe kind of helped that bullpen and haven't had to overuse them too much lately?
There's no doubt. I mean, some of the guys have been, you know, we've relied on heavily on that one in the particular trio at the end. You know, we're trying to spread it out where we can keep them fresh. You know, there's a lot of baseball left to be played, and that's why those other guys, you know, Press included, you know, they're going to have to step up from time to time in big situations. And tonight, you know, they show that they can do that.
Who's coming and who's going?
Well, Felix Jorge is going to go back to Chattanooga. We're going to bring up Zach Granite here, give him an opportunity, a little bit of a reward for maybe being the best player in that league this year. And it'll just supplement us here. We're in a position roster-wise to add a position player here. We're pretty well protected with pitching going into the break and coming out of it. So we're just going to have to see how that plays out in terms of length and duration and how much of an opportunity he'll get. But I know that at least I got another defender. I have a good base runner, a pinch hitter. A guy could, you know, we'll see if we can get him a start here somewhere along the way.